Good afternoon. Hope everybody's doing awesome. So I'm here at my shop getting some work done on aggravated assault, getting ready for some testing. So tomorrow I'm going up to my buddy's place. He's got a big farm with a big field and like a loader and all that stuff. So he's gonna let me test his truck out there. So it'll be cool to really like stretch it out, run it through the gears, make sure everything's good. So what I'm doing today is just checking all the vitals, checking the fluids, make sure like the rear steer and everything works good, all the front steers. I'll start it up, run it for a little bit, just moving forward and back, make sure brake pedal, all that stuff is good. So if you take a look right here, there's a little bit of oil on the ground, and that's because I overfilled the planetaries. So the way that works, like there's only a little bit right here. So right here, there's a little fill cap, and what you do is you roll the truck forward or back till this line right here is level, and you fill it up. So I filled it to that line, but the thing was, it was middle winter and the fluid was sitting like in a storage room that's not heated. It was really cold, so I don't know if when it warmed up, the level raised or whatever, because if I take this cap out when it's at the normal level, fluid just pours out. So I gotta drain that out or just run it and let it be. Rear pinion seal's leaking a little bit, so I gotta change that. I should have did that when I put that differential in, because like in the front, for the front diff I put a new pinion seal when I was setting up the gears and all that stuff and putting the locker in. So I should have did in the back, but I didn't because they didn't have a seal, so I figured it'd probably be okay, it looked fine, but that's what happens when you do that. I'm also setting the shocks. So right here, if you see these caps, there's one cap per shock, that's where you put the nitrogen in. And what you do is you jack it up. I got a piece that goes in right here, and I lift the truck up to ride height, and you measure from here to the bottom of this piece, and that's what you would tell you set your ride height. You go by that. And I got this piece right here. This is called a charging manifold. So this has 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one hooks up to the nitrogen bottle, and these other 4, one goes to each shock. And what that does is that allows you to charge all 4 at the same time, so you know the pressures are even. And if you wanted to just set 2 at one pressure, 1 at another, you can easily just close these valves off like that. Or I just leave them open. I set all 4 at the same time. I already put a little methanol in there. I've also been building another little fuel cell for gasoline to prime this thing. So there's a couple ways to prime these. You can either take this filter off, but the problem is normally the way most people mount these are like quick release pins that go right here. I don't really like those because I've seen in the past where there's like a little ball on the end of that pin and it breaks loose, and I would definitely not want that going in there. So what I did was I drilled and tapped this blower hat. I put a 1/4 Allen bolt so it threads into the blower hat, and then it goes into the filter housing, so it holds it more secure than the pin, and then I don't have to worry about anything coming loose. So that was pretty cool. So what I do to prime it, because that would be kind of a pain to take that off every time, I put this right here, it's a little cap, and I prime it through there. Because normally an injector would go there, but if you look, this rear injector runs to the supercharger. That's the cool the back of it, because this is a standard helix blower. So that means the rotor vanes are no more than 60 degrees. So what that does is that forces a lot of heat to the back of the blower. So having these back here with methanol cools the back of the blower like dramatically. So that's a little supercharger lesson. If you take a look, I got a customer car right here because we've been so busy at the muffler shop. I'll show you what I mean. So this is like my kind of hobby shop. This is where I always hang out, even on the weekends. So I got this main area right here. I could comfortably fit about 4 cars. Over here, Roadrunner, I can feel like another 2. It's kind of a mess because I'm doing construction in this room. I'm ripping down this wall because I got a new big CNC machine coming from Haas. I bought it a while ago. It's been being built for a while. I said sometime in August it'll be here. So that's why it's kind of a mess. And right there's the muffler shop. So when they get too busy over there, I start doing work on customer cars here, which I don't mind. I like working, keeps me busy. So this car, and this is what separates a good technician from a parts changer. So like this car came in, it was stumbling, it was running rough with no check engine light. So to be a good technician, you need to take a snap-on scan tool like this, be able to navigate through the vehicle computer and see what's going on. So that's cool, that's a project. So also found out I needed a wheel bearing because it had a ABS code and a VSA code, so I'll have that thing fixed soon. Anyway, back to the monster truck. So I got all 4 batteries charged up. I run 4 yellow top Optimas. So now I'll just pop this off, prime this motor. It'll be so sweet when I get that other fuel cell built, so I don't have to keep priming it manually. So this is what I use to prime it right here. It's just like a little syringe. I got it filled with gas. It's actually 2-stroke gas, that's why it's red. Stick this bad boy in here. I usually just do 2 of those. Okay, so that's all primed up. Now I'll just pop the door open, get some fresh air in here. Right here, here's 1 battery switch. Other 2 are in the cab. So first I'll turn this on. This is the RII. Alright, I heard that little noise, so now it's reset. Turn the fuel on. Battery on in here. Water pumps on. Ignition. That's a rear facing camera. That helps big time. So that's cool. Everything ran great, worked great, steering was perfect, idled good, brakes worked, moved forward and back. I checked the rear steering. So what I look for in the rear steering, obviously other than any leaks or anything, is make sure it goes left and right, but also the auto return, which is this piece right here. So what that does is when you turn the rear steering, they self-center. Right here are called proximity switches, and they're Hall effect switches. They're almost kind of like a laser that reads a magnetic strip, and they're adjustable. So as you back these out, the beam kind of fans out. So I like to set those so that when I turn the rear wheels and when they self-center, they go a little past center and bounce back. That's how I like to set them. So I can do that by pulling these in and out, as opposed to some of the setups just have like a ball switch, which those work fine too, but I just prefer to be able to fine tune everything. So all my electronic switches, everything worked great. I checked the backup alarm, the backup lights. Shock pressure's all set. I checked all the fluids, everything. So this thing's ready to go. So hopefully within the next week or 2, I'll have this thing out for testing. So I'm just gonna go to my buddy's place tomorrow, make sure I have enough room for my hauler. Let me show you. Back outside. So right there's the trailer. I've been doing a ton of work to this thing too. Check it out. So a while ago I redid all the interior, these nice seats and everything, but recently I put a new fuel gauge in, and then these wipers right here. So there's left and right wiper. These were originally air powered off the same air system as the brakes. So it was unreliable, but also these wipers would run crazy. Like they would definitely go at different speeds and it was a pain. So I did the electric conversion, which is awesome. That's probably one of the best upgrades. And for the washer spray, it was just a little button right here. It was air powered. And then right next to the seat, there was the washer jug, and it was kind of crazy. So that's much better. I'll show you that in a second. That's under the hood. This thing's heavy. Right there's a new washer unit. It's a nice TIG weld aluminum piece, electric pump on the side, so that's a big upgrade over the air system. Also, while I was in here, I had a little power steering leak. This pump was leaking from the back of the pump going down in the oil pan. So I figured I'd redo the whole system. So I put a new reservoir, made up a new bracket setup, all the new hoses, ran them nice and neat. Old one was like a bird's nest. It was crazy looking. So I ran everything nice and neat. So it's way better. It was a nice upgrade. Now there's no more leaks. It's a nice motor. It's kind of dirty, but it's a 3406B. It's all souped up. And with the Peterbilt, it's a really long combo. So I got to make sure I have enough room to get in and out of this guy's place, which I'm sure I will, because it's like he's a farmer. He's got a lot of land. He's got like loaders and all that stuff, and he's getting tractor trailers in and out of there all the time with deliveries and stuff like that. So that shouldn't be an issue, but I just want to go up tomorrow, scope it out, come up with a good plan. He's going to be able to build some cool jumps and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. I'll definitely make sure I record, not like last time when I went to the show and I only got like 2 minutes of footage. So I promise I'll get a good long run video for you guys. Also coming up in the next video is going to be really awesome. I got a mystery box right here waiting to see what's in that. So anyway, now that I know this truck's all good to go and ready for testing and all that stuff, I'm going to get back to fixing this customer's Cadillac. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, bye, hit the bell, thumbs up.